Are you looking to implement pay-per-click advertising into your real estate business? iSpeedToLead.com is an a la carte PPC marketplace, allowing investors to get into the world of PPC on a budget. Browse and purchase PPC leads a la carte from all around the United States. These leads are from motivated sellers who want to sell now. So if you want to find motivated sellers using PPC, go to iSpeedToLead.com. We got you.
What's up, man?
What's up?
We're back.
Welcome to another exciting Monday. Another week.
We're back.
Yes, we are. And we're kind of matching. I got the military green hat.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, my shirt's like olive green or military green.
Yeah, cool. That was not planned. Promise you guys we didn't call each other.
I just need a gray hat. That's what I needed.
So no, the hair looks good though, man. I haven't seen my barber in like 3 weeks, bro. Like it's been a mess. But
I just recently got my haircut. I just recently got my haircut like Thursday, I think. Thursday or something last week. Yeah. But yeah, every time I keep saying I'm going to go back, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the shortcut again. I think about it and then I'm like, no, I can't do it. I'm so used to the wave.
Yeah, the
wave now. Yeah, you know, when I'm in the wind, man, my hair just blows.
Just like shaking your head and
no, it's like it works better. It works better when I put like I have like sea salt spray, and I put sea salt with water in my hair, and then I slick it back, and then it looks very like, you know, I go for the Bruce Wayne, the Batman haircut.
It works with the voice and the whole thing. I get it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just Latino and I put hair gel. There's no sea salt in this thing.
Like that permanent shine. Like you have like the hair gel and has like permanent shine. Exactly. It's the only way it's gonna look wet, and sea salt or whatever you want to call it. It's the only way. So cool, man. We're on time today. The first time.
We're definitely on time. And we have a good show, man. I might share some experiences with you guys because every single day in real estate, you learn something new. You see new adventures. Like it's never the same. So if you wanted to get into an industry that keeps you on your toes every fucking day, this one's it. Like real estate's it. To keep you on your toes. So, you know, I don't know. I got a couple deals on the contract. They were all land deals. It was like 4 of them. And so there's like one deal where we get a threatening email from a seller stating that, and copying a detective, sheriff department, saying like, hey, you know, this is fraudulent and take down this, you know, MLS listing, you know, this is fraud or whatever. I've been dealing with this. Yeah, send me your information. Send me any information you have.
You list most of your deals, right?
I list all of my deals, yes. Not most, all. Sorry. So yeah, anyway, but it worked because then I got some information. So I see the email. I email back the detective. The detective calls me right away, and he's like, "Yeah, man. You know, I don't know what kind of information you have because that's what I email back. I'm like, hey, just give me a call back. I got some information on what you guys are looking for." And so I guess the detective has been working this case for some time. So it looks like there's some folks, maybe outside of the country, that are doing fraud on land deals.
How so?
Yeah, so what they'll do is they'll look up land that's owned by typically by an individual seller, not like an LLC. And so they will go ahead and fill out forms online, right? Stating that they're the owner. So they use the owner's name. They use a telephone number that they have, I don't know, a voice over IP. And then they'll have a conversation with your salespeople You guys negotiate the deal. They give you a phenomenal deal. You think you have a home run. You put the deal on the contract. You go to title, and then it's a shit show, right?
Mm.
So basically, they're trying to obviously get paid on the deal, on the land deal, because they've owned it for so X period of time, and nobody's really, looking for land like that often, and so they make it seem like they're the sellers. They go as far as signing all your DocuSigns, all that stuff. They create an email that looks very similar to like the seller's name. There's really no verifications. Everything is like, virtual, right? You do DocuSign,
Right.
you do all that stuff. Well, tell me why this happens. And I go and I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see if I can catch the seller on some BS, or the person that filled out the form. I'm like, hey, I'm just kind of reaching out to you because my title company mentioned that they got a couple of cases, where people are committing fraud, and so what they're asking is if you can send an ID, bro. The guy sends me an ID of the seller with the seller's like mailing address. All of the people that are doing this, they look up where the seller's primary residence is, and they jot that down, and then they create a fake ID with the seller's photo, name, address, and they text that to you.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's wild. And
So
so
how do they make money off of it? How do they get their
because
money?
I guess they figure that if
They're
they can get it
collecting
all the way
EMD.
to title. Well, no, they don't collect an EMD, but I think that they feel that if they can get all the way through title by sending the fake ID, right?
Yeah.
That maybe title's going to go ahead and send all the closing documents via email and do some kind of electronic signature, right? And then they'll send the wiring, the instructions, and then the title company would pay them.
Does that really work though?
I don't know. I mean,
you're not doing this, so you're not aware.
Not what I will say is that 3 out of the 4, they were all fraudulent. So they got a lot of my people. Mm-hmm. They signed they signed the contracts. We're thinking that we have some pretty solid land deals. We get buyers for them. So we marketed, great price, got buyers for them, calling all day long, and and so they're fraud though. So I asked them like, all right, well, look, the title company is, again, they're fearful of fraud and stuff like that. Would you be able to take a selfie with the ID next to you? Bro, these guys used AI, and the photo that's on the actual ID, they pasted into a body shot, like just like me right here, and they put the person's face, like, and it looks so real. And unless you're not smarter than the average bear, you would think, okay, well then this is legit because it's the guy's face and the guy's holding the ID. I have to show you guys.
Wait. Can I see the picture?
Yeah. Let me send it. Let me send it to you, and then you figure out how you can upload it for everybody to see. Because I'm not that tech savvy.
This is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
Look, insane. Like, so they have everything, right? So they have the seller's mailing address. So when they send you the ID, it's the ID for that state. It has the signature. It has the photos. It has 2 photos on it, because you know how they have now 2 photos on the ID. The one that's on the holographic whatever, and then the real picture. Like, they did everything, dude. Like, it's insane. I'm going to show you. It's insane. Like, I couldn't believe it. But, I obviously know AI and shit like that. I just sent it to your text, yeah.
Oh, you texted it to me.
Yeah. I can put it in wherever else you want, but...
Yeah. Can you send it to me on Discord?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you right now. Wild shit, bro.
This is crazy.
Isn't it?
Crazy. That's not even a real guy?
No, it's not a real guy. It looks real though, right?
This is absurd. Wait till you guys see this picture. Shit. No.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's wild, dude.
Weird.
So there's a call. So basically, there's call centers out there that are doing this outside of the U.S. obviously. So the detective is like, "Yo, there's really nothing that we could do about it."
This is the picture of one. I can see if I can
Save it and then try to.
open it. Hold on,
Yeah,
we'll
so if
open up. We'll open
you
up.
know
We'll
this,
open it
if you know this guy, DM us. The FBI is looking for him.
Hold on. Let me share a different screen.
Yeah.
Dude, that does look fucking
Legit, bro.
crazy.
Legit. But look at the background. Look at his face. Like it's an AI image.
Yeah, I can kind of tell now.
And then if you zoom into his fingers, if you
This is
zoom into his
absurd.
fingers where he's supposedly holding the ID, you
It's
see
like
that
not
the
even
ID
holding it.
he's not all holding it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he sent me a picture of just the ID, and then like the signature is way off, and like you can tell like there's a few little things here and there that like I'm like, nah, this is not real. This ain't real. And so yeah, so fraud, man, and that's what they're doing. So I have 3 of those. They all send me IDs, and they're all like completely different from different states, using the seller's mailing address, using what I believe to be the seller's face and everything, dude, to try to sell the property. Yep.
That's absurd.
Yeah. So the detective says, that last time they tried to do it, it didn't work just because the
So
title
where
company
was
was
this?
trying to reach the wife. Huh?
Where was this?
Florida. They're all Florida properties, obviously. Florida, the number 1 capital of fucking fraud.
But where are the scammers at? Are they in like Nigeria
I don't know.
or
They
something?
have no idea. They have no idea because they're using VPNs. So when they use VPNs, it's
Yeah.
bouncing. It's bouncing everywhere, so they can't pin it. Like he's like, I've been spending months trying to like subpoena the VPN companies, but obviously they have privacy laws, so they don't want to cooperate. And so yeah, they can't do anything about it.
This is crazy.
Yeah, man. So you just got to be careful out there, because
I can't get over that photo. Its face,
Yeah.
its face in that fucking
Right?
shot is hilarious.
Right? Crazy. So yeah, man, we had to deal with that all day today. So I have to send some of these cases over to the FBI.
Wholesalers working with the FBI.
Yeah,
Man,
that's it.
this life has really flipped upside down. No one
I
ever would have
know,
thought
man.
that sentence was going
Maybe
on,
it's
right?
maybe
You know,
that's
one
the
time though, I
sign.
did use the DEA to track down a guy who tried to bail on us after he signed a contract.
You got to do what you got to do. This business.
Because
I told you.
he had a prior drug charge. So I
Oh
found
shit.
out about that because like basically the DEA had busted him, and in Florida, so I called my friend in the DEA and back home in West Virginia, and I was like, hey man, I was like, can you get in touch with like any of your buddies in the agency and see if this is the only time I'll ever go to the DEA for anything, right? But like, because the DEA typically hates me, they hate people like me. But so basically, they had like he like tracked this guy down. They had his like local like whereabouts and stuff, and he had a couple of his buddies that he knows. Basically, go find him.
Yep.
So
yeah, I don't think these guys are in the country. Like, so it was crazy because they sent me another. The other one the other one that they sent was hilarious, dude. The guy was born in 1939, so he's like fucking 90 something years old.
I was gonna say like dead. I was gonna say so. He's like
he's
dead.
and I'm not and by all means I'm not trying to be racist, but he's a white guy from Texas, 90 years old, and so the voice that's on the other right. Well, because the voice on the other side of the phone is someone from like I don't know South Africa, a young
You were like
whippersnapper.
no way. You were like no way. They're like it's
No
they're
way.
like
No way.
hello. Is this
Right.
is this one?
Right. It was like this. It was
like,
it was exactly like that, and I'm like, "There's, come on, come on."
Dude, we had a guy join our Discord like forever ago, a while back, and he was like, he claimed his name was Jesse or some shit, and he was like, oh, like I'm in the I'm in, like, I do all these different things with real estate, like, hook me up or hit me up if you're doing this. And he was like, he got it, and he was like, and I was like, hey Jesse, I was like, what's going on, man? Do you have a mic? Because his profile picture was like a man wearing a cowboy hat with a horse in the background, and he looked like a one of the Marlboro men.
Wow.
So I was like, no way, this guy's real, right? So I was like, hey Jesse, I was like, you got a mic? You got, you know what I mean? Like, you wanna tell us something about your business? And he was like, oh yes, hello, my name is Jesse. He like
Your
went on with
name
his
is
fucking
not.
shit. And I was like,
No,
I don't think your name is Jesse, man.
it is
I
not
think you're
Jesse.
full of shit. And he was like, no, 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 no. My name is Jesse. And he was very convinced. And I was like, Jesse, I think you're a scammer, man. I think you're trying to
Yep.
scam people. And he got mad and he left.
Yeah, so I called out the seller and I told him like, hey, let's, he was like, oh, I don't understand what's happening, blah blah. I'm like, well, let's just jump on a quick Zoom, right? And I'll explain. Because at that
The real
point,
seller. The real seller?
no, the
Fake guy.
the pretend seller, yeah. I'm like,
So where's the real seller? Did you ever track down the real seller?
no, this all happened today, man. My head's spinning. I have to go skip tracing him, and then yeah.
Tell him that there's somebody trying to pretend to be him, man. He's gonna like.
Yeah, and I'll send them the IDs. I'll send them everything. Be like, hey, you may want to report this to the FBI because.
But anyways, are you willing to? Are you ever interested in selling this piece of land?
Right, for sure.
You're gonna try to get the lead. You're gonna try to get the lead after all. Yeah. So this is what's going on with your plan. But
I already started title, so might as well send it to me.
You might as well go ahead and sell it. With this price work for you?
I already started. I did the photos. I did the videos. Everything is ready. You just need to sell me the property. So
do you have to pay title? Like, do you have to pay title for drawing the title or anything like that, or do you have to pay them like any of their fees? Fuck, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, but at least we found out now versus like selling the deal and then everything falling apart at the time of closing. So
yeah, I mean, I guess like losing a couple $100 is not that bad.
Yeah, it's part of doing business. It is what it is. But yeah, it kind of sucks. 3 of those today, all three of them. So after the detective told me the story, I was like, wait a minute, right? And so I started searching. I started seeing like, well, is it the same guy? Let me see if it's the same number. Is it the same voice? It wasn't the same voice, but the stories aligned because he was like, hey, so typically the MO is they'll sell you a lot that's in a development or a community, right?
Right.
So they're not going to sell you like 500 acres, right? Like they're not going towards those. They're looking for small communities where people might have bought a piece of land, haven't built on it, right? And it's owned by an individual, not a company. And so that's typically their MO. And then they go ahead and they get all the information. They'll get the mailing address. They'll pretend that it's them. They spell everything correctly as far as first name, last name, mailing address, the actual address. And I tested one of them. I called him and he was like on point. Like he knew what address I was talking about. He knew the mailing address. He texted me the ID, but that was this guy, the one that I just showed you. Right. I'm like, Jesus. And this was fast. Like this was happening. And then the next guy did the same exact thing. I called him, say, hey, this is what's going on. I need you to send me a photo. And he sent it so fast. I was like, wait, something is wrong, because typically you'd be like, well, I got to go get my wallet, and then I got to go get my phone, and then I got to go ahead and take a picture of it. And normally the pictures, when sellers send you photos or anybody sends you anything, it looks all crooked. It looks all weird. Sometimes you can't read everything out. This stuff was perfect. Like I could read. I'm like, this seller actually followed instruction. He was born in 1939, and he sent me the best freaking ID photo that I've ever seen in my life via text message. Come on. So yeah, and when you study the photo, you can tell like the background is fake, right? Right. It's like a still. It's a it is a call it a still or a stable image or a stale image. It's just like a regular background, just like the one you see here, and then fake photo of an ID with overlay of the seller's information and pictures and all that sort of stuff. It's crazy, dude. It's all AI though, for sure. It's all AI.
So is the picture that he's using as himself, is that a picture of the seller?
I would have to go on Facebook and try to find the seller and see if that matches, or whenever I get
Because the picture that he like him like looks like
yeah,
the ID.
it does.
So
It does.
how
That's
is
what I'm
he
saying.
getting a picture of the? How does he even have all the information of the ID of the seller without having the seller's ID? So clearly they've been scamming. They scam the seller first, maybe get the information,
Could be.
get the
Or
picture
the
of the
numbers that
ID.
are on there, maybe the numbers that are on there are not they're not
Fake.
accurate.
They're fake.
Obviously I don't have the seller's date of birth, right? So I would have to go do a whole full skip tracing, right? Get all that information and kind of match that, or run the ID number. There's a bunch of stuff that I would have to do, but you know, yeah.
So what would
But this
happen?
gotta be
What would happen if you had made the transaction and they
then
got the money and then title never received? Well, I guess title would have to receive all of the documents and the notarized stuff somehow. So they would have to get on the
right.
computer and sign with a notary and all that shit. So how do they think they're going to get past that? How do they think they're going to get past that stage?
I don't know. I don't know.
Crazy.
Unless they don't understand like how that works, and they're just like, all right, maybe somebody will wire me the money. But
maybe they're doing this like getting quick claim deeds or something like that.
yeah, I would have assumed that like if they knew, they would just be like, no, can we just do a quick claim deed and I'll sell you the property for dirt cheap, right? Because then that makes a lot more sense. I'll buy the property super dirt cheap, and I'll do a quick claim deed.
Yeah,
But
sight unseen.
yeah, sight unseen type of thing. It's a great deal. That's happened to me before. Like I actually met quote
Yeah, it's
unquote
happened.
the seller at the house, and it wasn't the seller. Gave me this whole story, but you know, then one goes. But yeah, this was new. To have three out of four deals that I have on the contract be fraudulent was wild. I was like, wait a
3 out
minute.
of 4. Wow.
Yeah, I got 3 different IDs today for 3 different properties, and
They
then
all
everything
like
matched.
that.
Yeah, different pictures too, like an old man and this other guy that I just showed you, and then so
I
you know,
think you're
one
a
of them,
target, man. You're a
well,
target.
that's what they said. No, because they were in different CRMs.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just like it was so weird. And one of them slipped up and he sent the wrong seller's ID. So we had like, let's just say we had Margaret, he sent Bob. So he messed that one up. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's
like,
I
he's like, Margaret's my wife.
no, there was no Margaret on title. So
Uh,
basically you just got to be careful out there, because it looks like there is a center somewhere, some kind of scam thing, and they're doing that kind of stuff.
why is have you ever gotten like those people like that try to scam you as like a wholesaler? Like they claim to be the seller and they're trying to like sell
Yeah.
you the property, but they just have it under contract. You ever had somebody do that?
Yes, all the time.
Why do they do that? I don't understand what the point. Like,
I guess when they go online, they figure that they're reaching cash buyers and not maybe other wholesalers or whatever, and so they'll just try to sell you the property as if they're the seller.
but it's like if I go on the property like public records and I can easily see that Evelyn owns the property, but
They'll
some
give you the
guy,
story. They'll
some,
be like, "Oh,
some guy named,
we're looking."
well, I
They'll
had
tell
some
you
guy
that
like tell me one time. He said Evelyn is my partner,
right. They always say that it's their partner.
and I was like, okay, then I need to speak with Evelyn.
Right.
And he like got furious with me.
Mm-hmm.
He was upset. Like, no, you do not speak with Evelyn.
Okay, well,
I was like, then I don't buy the property. yeah, like this is an issue. I can't be talking to someone that doesn't sound like they're legitimate. And he was like, let me have somebody call you back. I'm gonna have someone call you back. And it was some guy in Indiana, and he was like, oh yeah, we're wholesalers. Yeah. And I was like, then why do you have this guy trying to sell me this property, pretending to be a homeowner? Like, why doesn't he just say, you know, hey, I'm trying to wholesale property. Would you guys be interested in buying? And you're like, what does he think is going to happen at the end of the day when we have to do like all the documentation, when we have to go through all this stuff with the title? Like, how does he think that's all going to work? Like, what's even the point?
I don't know. I couldn't answer that because I'm not a scammer, so I can't answer the damn
But what are they
question.
scamming? What are they scamming? I don't understand.
I don't
EMD?
know. Probably.
Mm.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? God only knows. But whatever. Like that was just so unfortunate to see that. That's one of the downfalls of receiving inbound leads, right? Because you're not the one skip tracing and verifying information, reaching out to who would be the seller. This is people kind of filling stuff out online, and there's not much control there. Like there's not much that anybody can do, marketing company can do. Is they put the lead form in, they put all the right information. Because when I went, because one thing, like they fill it out with somebody else's name, and then you're having a conversation, they give you a story about how they're related or they're sick or they're in hospice and I have power of attorney or whatever. That's one thing. But for them to say like, yeah, I'm the seller, this is my name, this is who you're talking to, blah blah, and then sign an agreement to sell, it's wild, dude. As if they're not, as if it's going to go through. And all of them, just this, I mean, a warning for everybody, they all want to close obviously in 20 days or less. That's always the catch.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah,
for all three of them, that's what it was. I told them, hey, can you close in 45 to 60 days? They're like, no, 20 days. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right. So at 20 days, this is what I can offer you.
We had a guy recently that was like that. We thought that was a scam, and it actually turned out to be a real deal.
That's what I'm scared of. I'm like, damn, how about if this guy that sent me the,
yeah, he just happened to be a foreigner, but but he was, he was legitimate. Well, we think he's somewhat legitimate. Like his mom is technically on title, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he signs the paperwork. But we are set to close, and he is happy with the situation. I do think he's kind of like scamming his mom, probably, but hey, it's not my problem.
That's title's problem.
That's literally title's problem. Title's issue at the end of the day. Run me my check.
Yeah. So I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's just that. I mean, what are the chances for all of them to send me an ID right away, and then you're looking at it, and it's like,
it's just the fact that it's you. It's just the fact that it's you too.
Yeah.
Like I can see. I see this only happening to you. Like
it only happens to me. This, you know what it is? It builds on the experience, right? Just builds on the experience.
Well,
okay.
That's why we're here.
Better me than everybody else.
That's true. I agree with that. I always see that.
Because I can handle it better. Like my people, they're like, what do you mean? What does this mean? Oh my God, da da da. Like they're freaking out. I'm like, well, this is real estate. It is what it is. You just take one on the chin and you just keep making phone calls.
That's how it works. That's how
it works. Does. Yeah. So that was interesting, man. Today I was like, damn, it's crazy stuff, man. Real estate, so much fun. But you're not a real estate guy, so you wouldn't know.
Shit. I mean, I'm not. I really, everybody hates me when I say that, and then they're like, oh, they joke with me. John jokes with me a lot about saying that, but like, to be honest with you, like, I really don't understand real estate. Like, I'm not really like I understand it, but it's kind of like the obvious, like from the bodybuilding perspective, right? Like, I'm not a strong guy, really. Like, I'm technically not a strong guy. I just happen to be stronger than the average person just because I made myself big and I put on a lot of muscle. And I took a lot of anabolic steroids to do that. You know what I mean? So I physically like enhanced my body past a certain point, like chemically, to be able to make myself like have more muscle in my frame than I was supposed to. And I just got bigger than I was supposed to. And so therefore I was able to move more weight just simply because I got bigger. Right. But it wasn't, I can't lift the weight that I could lift at one point. I don't even lift heavy anymore, but like I can't even lift the weight that I could lift at that point because I just was strong. It was just simply because of the fact that I just like got bigger so I could simply move more weight. Like I just got, I had bigger muscles so I could move more weight. Same thing with real estate. Like I don't really understand real estate, so I just don't play the game. But like, I do understand why people do it, but I'm not really a real estate guy. I just happen to know more about real estate than your average person just because I just happen to run a successful business inside of the industry. but I don't really like, I don't know anything about investing, and I don't really know how to run a commercial deal and, you know, get funding and really like secure all that and how all that stuff means. Like, I let people like take care of that stuff for me. You know what I mean? If I like needed to do that or whatever, it's like, yeah, you know, like run me this. But I, you know, like my past partner, like they could fucking like run numbers through their head all fucking day, like, you know, just flip
bad
the
deal, good deal, bad deal, good deal.
yeah, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know, I just look at stuff from a wider perspective, just simply because the fact that like I've done this for so long now that I just kind of understand it a little bit better than most people. But I'm not really a real estate guy. Like, I'm really good at systems and marketing and sales. Like, I can close anybody. I don't need to understand the product to be able to close it. If that makes sense. Like, I could go and sell solar if I wanted to. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. But like, if I wanted to, I could go and sell solar. I could go and sell fucking toothpaste. You know what I mean? Like, if I really wanted to do that, just because I understand the process of, you know, how to sell something and how to market something. Like, I get it, right? But you know, overall, I'm not really like a real estate guy. Like, I have been lucky enough to be successful in this industry and make plenty of money doing it. You know, I've made over $1 million in wholesaling, which is like, you know, for someone that's only been doing it for, you know, probably like, you know, just a little bit over a year, like a year and a half, I've been doing this business, and I've made, you know, probably a couple, you know, over a couple million in this business now at this point. And, you know, I mean,
it's a system process like anything else.
I mean, you know, it's just like but I'm not really like a real estate guy. Like, to a lot of people, like that's probably crazy, but like I obviously understand health like way more in depth than I understand real estate.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm really am like, when people go, oh, I thought you were the health guy. What happened to that shit? I'm like, I thought, motherfucker, like I still am the health guy. Like, I didn't change, right? It's just like I just happen to be able to do other things too. But like, I had somebody tell me because I've been doing this Blueprint webinar series. Also, if you guys are interested in the Blueprint webinar series, you guys can follow me on Instagram to get that link if you guys want to buy a ticket to my webinar series that I'm doing until August 31st. I got one coming up this Friday, and then I got one coming up again August 31st on how to build and strategize and systemize a successful business. It's $75 for the whole ticket for all four for all the events. You get access to all the live events, plus you get access to all the events that have already been pre-recorded. You get to go back and listen to them. Anyways, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM if you're interested, or click the link in my bio, whatever you want to do. But shameless plug. But like the reason, like, so I've been doing the Blueprint webinar series. So I post a clip of me talking right on my webinar, and I post that clip, and I post it on my social media. And this one guy who I've known for like a long time, like, makes a subliminal video, like just like the next day, and he's like, people who claim to be an expert in one thing, and then tomorrow they're an expert in another thing. It's like, I was an expert for 12 years before I ever started my course online, or blah 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 blah. And I was like, dude, like, come on, like, fuck you.
So that you're behind.
Yeah, like,
so,
I was like, dude,
you're late to the party.
Who says that I can't be good at marketing and sales just because I used to do health, right? It's like, it doesn't make any sense.
He's upset
I've been good at sales longer than I've been good at fucking health. Health took a lot longer to learn. I mean, you have to know how to market and coach and be able to deploy certain methods of conversation. When you're a health expert, that's the number one place actually where most people fail in when doing stuff like, when doing health related businesses. Most people fail because they can't communicate to their patients, right? So they'll start a clinic up, and then they'll be like, they literally cannot communicate effectively to their patients. Their patients don't feel secure. They don't really know how to be a personal trainer because they can't communicate effectively to people. They don't know how to sell themselves, right? Like, you ever seen the personal trainer that literally just fucking Just fucking rolls. But Jeff, this guy says, I'm sorry to hear. I understand your pain, but I have to accept that I'm better than you. Somebody, Drew in the chat says, you have to accept that I'm better than you. Fuck you, man.
Nah, your opinion.
He's just fucking with me. No, like I just like I generally, you can be good at multiple things. You can be good at multiple things. You can actually be really good at multiple things. This idea that you can only be a like master at one particular thing, I don't agree with that.
I think it's good to master something and then move on, but not necessarily do you just have to be like one thing and then that's it. It's over. You know what I mean?
You should know how to market and sell yourself no matter what industry that you're in. It doesn't really matter. Like even if you fucking like do contracting work, right? Like you should understand how to market and sell yourself so that you get more contracts.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So if you're looking to learn how to, get on the phones, get properties deeply discounted, 50, 60 cents on the dollar, you're struggling with leads, systems, processes. Well, you can reach out to me on my IG. I think you have the thing, and we could talk about it. I can help you get pretty consistent. One-stop shop. You don't have to worry about marketing. You don't have to worry about systems. You don't have to worry about phone systems. You don't have to worry about skip tracing. You don't need to worry about getting phone numbers. You don't need to text a million fucking people. You don't have to do cold calling. Like, I got you, and we'll close some deals.
That's a deal.
There you go.
That's a deal, man.
Yeah,
dude. I didn't realize how easy it was actually going to be to sell my service for the business blueprint. I've already closed like 4 people. And it was just like really easy.
So speaking of marketing, did you get the Hormozy book, the new one?
I have not yet. I haven't. And my hesitation is I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that buy that book.
Oof. There's over 500,000 people on it's crazy.
So my whole thing is I'm like, all those people are going to grab a method out of this book, right? And they're going to apply that out there. So there's going to be all these people using this method that's like drastically extrapolated. So my whole thing is I'm like, I don't really know if maybe I'll buy the book anyway just to read it, just to see what is really it's going on. But I'm thinking like if I go the route of everybody else and I buy the book, right, and I go about it, am I just going to get lost in the sea with the rest of the fish? You know what I mean? That's what I worry about sometimes when doing those things, just because he's so like he has so much influence, right? It's like people are going to consistently use his method and buy this book, and that's going to be like almost like overpopulated to a certain degree, where I feel like if you keep like a certain authentic approach and you just stick to whatever it is what you do, I feel like you're going to be more successful in generating leads. As long as you have a basic understanding of the applications of marketing, if you have an authentic and unique approach to what it is that you're doing, you could probably stand out amongst everybody who's going to buy that, read that book, and apply all those lessons. I may be incorrect. That's just my opinion.
Or you can buy the book and then do the opposite of what everybody else is doing.
That's good.
But if you don't know what the hell they're doing, then what is the opposite, right? So
I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it on social. I'll be seeing it real soon. I'm sure I'll be able to. No,
I got it because I'm not a marketing. I'm not a marketing guy, so I bought it, and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it, everything I got. Who cares?
I think that you can. I think you can take something like that, and you can apply like the basics of that, and it'll take you farther than it would on your own for most people.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's why I got the book.
I think for the people that bought $100 million offers, is that what it was, or $1 million offers or something like that?
Yeah, offers, yeah.
I think people who bought that book, probably most people learned how to apply sales skills at a higher rate than most people who probably didn't read the book, right?
Yep.
So you could probably take someone that's like not that like naturally gifted at sales, have them read the book and have them apply those techniques, and all of a sudden they start getting better at sales.
Yes.
I do
And
think that's
now,
possible.
and now, $100 million leads so that you can have enough people to sell.
It's fair. It's fair.
So yeah, I'm excited to get it. Let's see what it's all about. It's another book. I
thought
buy
it came
books
out
all the
yesterday.
time. Came out on Saturday afternoon. He did an hour and a half live, and literally broke the internet. Like, it was insane. There was over like over 1,000 people on Zoom, which I don't think that Zoom allows over 1,000. And then on YouTube, it just went crazy. On socials, it went nuts. It was crazy, dude. It took me like about 15 minutes to buy the book because there was a waiting thing on there because they were filling orders, and so they wanted to make sure that they had enough book by the time that they go process your payment, because otherwise then they would have to like return your money. So they would give you like 5 minutes to process your payment. It's crazy.
That shows there's a lot of fucking traffic.
There's a ton of traffic.
That's like worse than a Gymshark Black Friday sale.
Yeah. It was bad. Like, I was like, man, 15 minutes to buy this fucking book. So I got 3 of them.
I saw that. Like, you're gonna give them out to your people.
To some special people, yeah.
Just some special.
Yeah.
I didn't get one.
Okay. He gave a lot of freebies too, though.
I heard he gave out like a free module course or something like that.
Yep. So there's
See,
a lot.
This is what he wants, man. He wants us to fucking be talking about him right now. He wants us to do free marketing.
Exactly what it is. Because as soon as this hits YouTube,
we're buying into his games.
It's working.
We're buying into the games.
He's a genius marketer. What are you gonna do? It's great.
Yeah.
I just want to
really good.
Look, all I want to do is wear a tank top, some slippers, and some jean shorts for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do.
I mean, I guess I can pull off that look, but I don't know if it's gonna translate as well as it has for him.
Probably not.
Probably not. But I do have big calves, so I guess I could always, if I wanted to grow my mustache a little bit thicker.
Maybe I should hide mine because my calves are weak.
Yeah, keep the pants. Keep the pants.
Yeah, keep the pants on. Yeah.
You want to answer? Where you want to answer?
Yeah,
questions?
Let's do that. I'm gonna try to get some pickleball in.
Why are people moving out of the United States? I guess he means like, why are people like going to like entrepreneurs? A lot of entrepreneurs that I know, like a lot of people that we know personally, like Nick moved out of the country. Corey moved out of the country. Who else do we know moved out of the country? A lot of people.
David Oates is leaving. Scott Morris left.
Investor Lift is in fucking like Puerto Rico, right?
He's in Puerto Rico too.
Yeah. So and then we have
the reason for that.
United States.
Oh, John Johnson. John
Johnson's
never coming to the U.S.
He might just be coming back to the United States. We will see.
Yeah, he's coming for vacation.
He's coming for vacation. He's taking a break.
Yeah,
he's taking a break.
That's cool. No, the reason for that is there are other countries and states that treat you better, and so you're just gonna go where you're treated better, whether it be financially, economically, socially. And so folks are quickly realizing that there's other places that they can go where their dollar goes a lot further, where they have tax benefits, and maybe quality of living is much better. And so they're hopping to other places. Dubai is probably like one of the safest places on planet, according to the reports, and no taxes whatsoever on capital gains or income. And so you're like in life of luxury, good service, good food, So that's happening over there. You always have Puerto Rico for those that want to keep their citizenship, right, and not renounce their citizenship. Or you can live in Puerto Rico and pay a 4% income tax and zero on capital gains. So that's huge. The only thing is you got to live on a friggin' island, right? And so you may not have accessibility to absolutely everything.
Hurricane
Some things
control,
are that what? Like
hurricane
what?
safety,
Oh yeah,
hurricane
yeah, yeah,
safety.
yeah. Yeah. Luckily, you can leave the island for 6 months and come back. So you only have to
Yeah,
spend 6 months in the total. And then you got Panama, right? Same thing. Their policies are different. Mexico, same thing. Salvador is getting there as well with the fact that um, their currency is cryptocurrency
yeah.
with Bitcoin. So it's a lot of growth everywhere else. There's a lot of things going on. Obviously, the Bahamas has always been a scapegoat for business owners and stuff like that. Switzerland is another one. I mean, yeah, nowhere is perfect though, according to all the resources and the people that we're involved in, which is very, very high level folks. Um, there's no perfect place. You just have to really
No,
figure out where you feel the most comfortable. And
right.
not to say that the U.S. is not, but I don't know, the U.S. is changing, man. Like there's a
You think
lot
it
of
has to
stuff.
do with the relationships too?
The relationships with like our allies, or what kind of relationships?
No, 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 no. I
If we
meant
go in
like,
politics,
do you think a lot of young guys are moving to like these countries because um, they think that the girls in like South America and Europe are easier to deal
yeah,
with than American women?
that's easy. That's an easy one. Yeah, of course, of course.
Why do you think that? Why do
You
you
can
think that
go.
is? Why do you think that we have like in the United States, men and women have become so like at war with one another, but you don't really seem to see
Well,
that in other countries?
because other countries are not out there talking about like men are scum and women can master absolutely everything and they can have free will to do everything and you don't need a man and all that other bullshit you know that society wants to put on you.
Right.
But the moment your car breaks down, calling us. So that narrative is not really a thing. People have different like that culture, right? Like a woman is a woman. She takes care, not that she has to take care of a man, but she knows that that is a specific role as a female to have
Yeah.
that feminine side, and the man theoretically is a provider or at least a partner. I don't know about equality. Maybe they're not really looking for equality, so they stick to that cultural way of being, and they know how to treat people. They know their role. Basically, they just know their role. Like men should know their role too, right? Like, so it goes both ways. You can't
Yeah,
show up and
I think that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it does. It definitely does go both ways because I see a lot of men in America that don't really like they don't want to supply like the traditional masculine roles. So I think it's
right.
forced a lot of women to try to be both for themselves, and then
I agree.
it's created this unbalanced disdain for one another. Men are like, all girls do. No girls are loyal. All girls like they fuck you over, and then all the girls are like, all the men fuck you over, and all this stuff. So I'm gonna cheat if I'm gonna cheat, and the men are like, I'm gonna cheat if she's gonna cheat, and so everybody ends up cheating on one another. Everybody ends
Right,
up like not giving a shit.
right.
Like no one's fucking wants to be loyal anymore. No one wants to like actually like. Everybody just wants to run through everybody. Like it's just it's a crazy society. I definitely don't think that I do think that like obviously if you go to other countries, they have more kids, right? Like they typically have more kids per family, but
Yeah,
they also tend to be with like they tend to have all those kids with one partner, right? If you go to the United States, you
depends. If you're
see
NDR, that's a different thing. Not the way it works. That's not how we roll. It's not how we roll. I'm just saying. But yes, you
yeah,
have a lot
coming
more kids. Though.
but obviously we have a problem with it here in the United States, right? Like we have an issue with like people constantly having kids and then like leaving the kids and the mom and leaving the household or just like not being a real dad or like, you know what I mean, or the mom fucking leaves. Like it's just, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But a lot of people
Out of
here, they
control.
have kids. They got kids with like 3 different women, and they can't even afford to have one. And I'm like, how do you pay child support and do all these things for all these different kids? You got like 6, 7 kids, and you got 3 different women that you know, like. I know a guy, dude. I know a guy that was kind of like he was like my biggest fan for a while. Now he hates me. He hates me because I called him out one time for just being a bum. But he used to be like my biggest fan. He was like, but I remember like he had 2 kids with a woman, and then cheated on her with another girl, and then had a kid with that girl, and then cheated on that girl with another girl, and had another kid with that girl. So he's got 4 kids with 3 baby moms, and he hasn't been loyal to a single one. And the one that he's currently with pretty much pays the whole, like helps him pay the bills, but also like pretty much just takes care of all the kids too. So like that's the problem. Like I told somebody before, I was like, you know, imagine being a woman in today's society, and like you got to go to work because you have to combine your income to take care of your house. And then when you come home from your job, your husband or whatever, like he just fucking wants to chill and play video games now because it's what people do. And he just wants to like chill in his room, or he just like doesn't want to give a fuck or whatever. Right. And then you come home from your job that's just as hard as his job. And now you also have to take care of the kids and do all these things, manage the household, clean the kitchen, cook the meals, like all this shit. And then it's like a lot of times like these guys aren't even like really, they're not even really like trying to, you know, give their wife any like intimacy or anything like that. So they end up in these terrible fucking situations. And I was like, damn, like if you were a person in that situation, think how fucking horrible your life would be if that's like, so like, absolutely. I was like, no wonder like American women are fucking upset. Sometimes I understand, but also sometimes I think like the mentality of them is also the issue of why a lot of men have now shaped up the way that they are. So I think it's a balanced sword, man. It's a balanced sword. So if you find somebody that is like, you know, traditional in their mindset, I think it's a big win. I think it's a big win for most people because listen, man, I think it's hard to find a guy today who's attractive, works out, has a good physique, makes a lot of money, and is like driven and honest and loyal and romantic, right? Like those traits, to have all those traits all together, like that's like fucking like less than 1% of the world, right?
Yeah, that's hard.
Huh?
It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. That's hard.
And you know what's crazier? You know what's crazier is to see 2 of them on a fucking podcast together. That's fucking insane.
Let's go.
I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to pull the trigger. No.
And unfortunately, we're on.
That's even more rare than you see 2 of them in the middle. We're off the board.
We're off the board.
Matter of fact,
we got to put that tag on there. We're off limits. Off limits.
Only slide in our DMs if you want to buy our products. Only if you want to click the links, and it's not for OnlyFans.
That's right. That's correct. We're not paying for your shit, okay? Oh my god. But yeah, I think it has to that. I think that the whole tradition thing, you hit it right on the nail on the head. You go to other countries, they have their culture. They're not really subscribing to the US model. You understand?
Right.
You're not gonna go over there in another country and see like the stuff that we see here. It's just that's the way it is. So you go over there and you adapt to tradition and culture, and those people, men and women, will treat you differently. And so that's probably the long answer as to why people are going other places. America may not be as good as it once was. I battle that all the time, dude. Like I'm always thinking about,
So yeah. I think my parents would.
Yeah, I was talking to some dudes the other day. They were like, "Yo, some guy does like crypto or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, I live in Peru," and he's like, "I'll take a group of like 7 of us and have a 3-course meal, and it'd be like $20 a head."
No, I know.
And with alcohol, appetizer, like 3-course,
like full spread.
Yeah, like
they have like a lot of in Miami, or not in Miami, in Panama City.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the same restaurants that we do here in Miami. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of restaurants have extended to like Panama and Mexico and a couple of those places. Like I know that they have like like the you ever been to the restaurant Salvaje in Midtown?
Yeah, the one in Miami,
Yeah. So they have one in Panama City.
right.
Yeah. So
And I probably
like
half the
you
cost.
yeah, half the
Fraction.
easy, right? Like, because I don't even know what you're paying for a lot of times when you go to like
Yeah.
Miami restaurants, you're like paying for like this ridiculous service fee, and you don't even really know, you don't even really know what's included in that.
Crazy.
I'd rather just tip the waiter up 20%.
Yeah, I do anyway. I do anyway, and then I pay the service charge on top of that. So it's like,
Yeah, a lot of times if I, if our server is like really good, then I automatically, tip them because like a lot of times they feed you like the whole sob story. They're like, oh yeah, but we do just so like the service fee is the whole restaurant. Anything else is like
Right.
specifically just to me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know. So it's tough, man. I mean, to live here, you gotta have a nice bankroll, and even if you have a nice bankroll, like you don't want to give it up for like dumb shit unless you have that size of bankroll. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why people are leaving. There's other things, more quality that you can do, and maybe less stress too, right? Like I don't have to work as hard hours on end to sustain, right, the lifestyle. I could probably work half, and that's what Corey told me. He's like, bro, I didn't even work this hard anymore, and I'm chilling over here. Like I can go out 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll go to the beach with the kids. I'm not worried about a lawsuit from a freaking seller or a buyer or
that is what the justice system here is bullshit. But speaking of bankroll, what amount of money a month is good enough to be able to drop out of college or leave your job?
I think that's
personal taste.
Depending on so many things, bro.
Yeah.
So
mostly
many
personal taste.
Where do you live? Right? Where do you live? Where do you want to live? What are your habits? Are you super conservative? You don't care about like shopping or eating at places? Do you want to buy shit from the dollar menu? Like, is there even a dollar menu? I don't even think that exists. But anyway.
I don't think it exists anymore now.
Right? Sorry, old school shit.
I don't think so.
But yeah, I think it depends. I think that if you to quit your job, you have to make a minimum of like 4 times what you need to survive every month, at least 4 times.
So what I tell people about Miami specifically is
that's
because I get a lot of people that are like, yeah. I get a lot of people that tell me they're like, "Oh, I want to move to Miami. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about that?" And I'm like, obviously for me, like Miami has its challenges, right? I would say the biggest challenge here is really having people to connect with that are like don't just like crawl up the inside of your skull, right? Like that's. To me, it's very difficult to like obviously like when what's crazy is like those of us like it's like me, you, like, and a couple other people, like obviously like I have like Natalie Zachary and Max Scott, her husband, and a few other people who I hang out with. I have a few people in South Beach who are friends with, who I hang out with. But dude, like overall, man, like I don't really have that many close friends that live here. Like, and I feel you probably feel the same way. I mean, obviously you probably interact with more people than I do on a daily basis here just because you have kids, right? And you like live in a community, and like you're also like in a more like family friendly. And, like,
I'm literally in a bubble.
Yeah, but it's like in North Bay Village, where I live. It's just like who do I really connect with here? It's like not really many people, right? It's like there's a couple guys in my building who I'm friendly with. But like most people in my building are like snobs. Most of the people in my building are like foreign. They're either foreign or snob, or they're a foreign snob. You know what I mean? Like it's just not.
So if you're really in the building, you now know how I feel.
So like for me, I just feel like the biggest challenge for me here is having people to connect with, and especially like those of us who like we're all kind of like similar, right? Like we all are pretty busy, and when we're not busy and we can hang out, like the other one's busy. I mean, that's how I feel like with a lot of my friends here. I'm like, hey man, like we should go do this. Oh man, I wish I could, but I'm about to, I gotta take my kids to this. Let's hang out this weekend or whatever. Oh man, I'm busy this weekend. I'm hanging out, with my girl this weekend or whatever, right? But it's just like, dude, it's just like I remember like when Nick used to live in the United States, like me and him would always go train together, go to the gym together. And before that, we were like, wow, we wouldn't train with like anybody else, right? Because we were just like, dude, like the people down here, like how we both felt, just like everybody we run into, everybody we meet up with, it's just so fucking difficult to like really like find people that you're cool to connect with. Oh man, we got a special guest that might be joining us here in a second at the very end. But anyways, what I was gonna say about Miami is that I tell people if you want to move to Miami, I think you should be able to comfortably spend $10,000 a month. You agree with that? Is that too much?
No,
No,
I
not
don't know. I don't know what you would do with 10 grand a month. Like meaning
you should be able to spend 10 grand a month. Like you should be able to.
After everything is covered,
everything is covered. Yeah.
You got your savings, right? You got your investment. All that stuff is done. You got an additional disposable 10K. Then yeah. So you would have to figure out like your living expenses and all of those, budget sheet, and then add an additional 10K to blow, because otherwise it's boring. Because you can't do anything.
Yeah, no, I literally just told a guy who moved here. I'm seeing. I think that Bob is trying to join us here. There he is.
What?
Bob Sadai is in the building. Bob, do you have a mic?
He might.
No.
I do. Can you hear me?
We can't see you.
Yeah, hang on. This is my first time on StreamYard, so
there's
trying to set up the account.
Oh,
Mr. Bob Sadai. What an honor.
we never know. I just send out the link, and I'll send out like a bunch of people who I want on, and I'm like maybe one or two of them are join us.
Anything for Dan and Juan.
There we go.
What's up?
I don't know if you guys.
We'll get to see you.
Likewise.
So what's the minimum? What's the minimum do we think that you should be making a month?
Again, that's really
to drop out of college. No, to drop out of. We were talking about to drop out of college. To drop out of college, or to leave.
You got to do
your daily.
You got to do the multiplier. You just got to do the multiplier, because it's hard to say. I don't know where this kid's at. Like I don't know where he's dropping out of college in freaking like Wyoming, or
he lives in New York. He lives in New York.
Oof. Like upstate New York or city?
Upstate New York.
That's different. Like you can drop off 10K in upstate New York. You know what I mean? So I think it's a multiplier. I think like if you're able to make at least 3 to 4 times what you need to survive, whatever, rent or mortgage, car, necessities, food, right? Electric bill, utilities, blah, 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 savings, and you can make 3 to 4x that amount, then yeah. Right? Anywhere you go, it's going to be the same anywhere. The rule is going to apply the same exact way anywhere you go.
Figure out your living expenses, what you're comfortable living with, and then 3 to 4 times that's your number.
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree with that.
And until you don't have that, then you don't quit school or jobs or whatever it is.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I'll see if Bob can get his camera back on. Is college a scam?
Depends what you're going for.
Yeah, that's what I was basically going to say. I think that concept is overdone for sure. Like I was having this conversation with a couple of dudes of mine down in Texas, And when I was down there, and we went out to dinner, and one of the guys was like, "Oh yeah, like, but like in business school, like they don't like teach you how to run a business. Like nobody has like ever run a business school, has ever run a successful business. So what do they know? Blah blah blah. So it's a total fucking scam." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, but like." The guy teaching medical school typically wasn't the world's best renowned surgeon either.
Right.
Right.
Because if not, then he wouldn't be teaching.
If not, he wouldn't be teaching, right? He would be retired, or he'd be doing whatever. That's not what school's for, right? Like I think people get that confused, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, don't go to school looking for a certain like situation, right? Like don't go to school looking for like a particular idea. Like go to school because you're like, hey, I want to get this out of it. Therefore, I will go there and try to apply this in this certain way to try to get what I can out of it because I'm looking for X, Y, Z, right? But like, don't go to school thinking it's going to give you all the answers, I guess. That's what I always say. Even in medical school, even in pre-med, whatever, like you won't get all the answers. You won't get all the answers to actually how to become a successful doctor, how to become same thing for law school, right? Any lawyer will tell you, going to law school does not teach you how to become a successful lawyer. Going to law school teaches you the law. That's it. And so like all of the people that I work with, and even the physicians that are underneath me, like they will all tell you going to medical school does not teach you how to become a doctor, right? Going to medical school teaches you how to analyze paperwork, right? How to read the correct charts and how to really understand the particulars and the things you need to really get right that you can't miss. And it teaches you the very like the technicalities that you need to understand. But the application of really how to be a physician is really learned on the field. But it's like that with everything else, right? You don't go to business school to learn how to be a successful entrepreneur. You go to business school to learn how to understand how a business operates and how it works and the ins and outs of the financial system and all that kind of stuff.
Just basically the foundation or fundamentals, and then after that, like the technicals of the everyday stuff that you learn on the field. So, but again, like is college a scam or university a scam? Again, it depends. If you're gonna go for liberal arts, probably. If you go for business, probably.
What, you think gender studies is a scam?
Yeah.
Gender studies is not legitimate.
I don't think so. You know what I mean? So I think if you need to specialize in something specific, a chemist, marine biology, a lawyer, doctor, what have you, engineer, I think you need it. Like there's a lot of fundamental things that you need to learn, and there's different stages to that. But if it's going to be things like, in my personal opinion, like if you're going to study business, you can go to a junior college, get like the very, very basic, get the hell out and go work for somebody in business, or go to like all the business type seminars. You'll learn more at a seminar than you will in college about business.
Probably.
Right?
I do think there's cheaper ways.
What do you think? Yeah, I mean, why do you think people go to 10X?
To learn.
Yeah. And they get connections, they get people that are going to help them, get to where they want to be. You hear all these speakers telling you about business, like real life stuff.
Real life application.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I told my kid too. Like my kid, she's started high school today. That was another thing today that was like, oh shit. Today has been an exciting day.
Oh, which your oldest daughter started high school? Your middle daughter?
Yeah. No, the oldest. Yeah. The oldest.
Yeah, three girls, right?
Yeah, but two of them are twins.
Oh.
So
there he is. But, there he is.
Hey. And he has his Zelle. He has his Zelle QR code.
Dude, why don't we have this? What are we doing? We need our course. I need my product. I need a QR code for my product in the back hand corner.
You told me this was about marketing. What do you expect?
I mean, hey, you know what? It is. I am a marketing guy.
That's right.
Wow. Right. Bob is getting paid right off rip. My goodness.
He's got the business model in the back.
Yeah.
His business
I may be getting paid, but it's not from these QR codes. That's for sure.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, we're on the topic of college. Here you go, guys.
Yeah.
Real life experience right here. Get paid.
Yeah.
This is real life university.
Right here.
Just so
geez.
everybody knows, graduated with a bio degree in 1988 from UC Irvine. Okay, have done
Pre-med.
this much with it so far. This much. Okay, but I was lucky enough where when I went to university, it didn't cost as much as it does now. Okay, it cost like 300, 400 bucks a quarter. Okay, which is nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
So, yeah. My
Now
wife just finished her master's degree. Okay, not just, she finished it like 5-6 years ago. Cost her 100 grand for 2 years of master's degree. Stupid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
She made the money, but still.
So how so let's put that in perspective now. Come right out of getting your diploma.
Mm-hmm.
What's that pay? What does that look like? More or less average
For
pay?
her?
Yeah, for that field. Right?
For her field, so she went to interior architecture and design. And for her field, getting out of college at that time, it was, I believe, close to 40,000 a year, something like that.
Yeah.
So it'll take a while to pay the 100K.
Yeah.
40K a year. You know what I
Well,
mean?
not in our case, but yes, in general.
You know,
yes,
No, I'm
you're
saying
right.
And
You
I
could-
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the real scam. Is it's not
Yeah.
college itself, but student loan is the biggest scam. That is
Yeah.
the biggest scam. But
Yeah,
not
you
but
can
not
never get out of it. You can
Yeah.
never get out of that. You can never wipe it
Right.
clean. You can never go bankrupt and get that off.
No.
And it takes you depending on the field that you're going, but it's going to take forever because I understand that for you, but I'm just saying like somebody that comes out, they're starting a job, they don't have somebody else that's supporting them. You make
Right.
40K, you can make 40K while your expenses every single year to live
Right.
is close to $25,000-$30,000 if you're conservative. So then you
If
only
not
have 10
more.
grand, if not more, right? And so you only
Right.
have like maybe 10K to put towards that loan, and you're not going to do that. You're probably going to put a lot less than that.
Yeah,
It just takes
exactly.
forever, you know.
You're going to go on the income-based driven formula that they have.
For
which
50
is
years.
Bullshit.
I was listening to Dave Ramsey the other day, and somebody called in. They had 500. They had a total. I think it was a total of like $400 and some $1,000 in debt, and like $228,000 in student loan debt. And he was like, what do you do for a living? And he was like, oh, I'm a police officer. He was like, how do you have student loan? How do you have that much student loan debt? He's like, oh well, I actually got my master's in physics or like something like that. Like he got his master's in physics, and he was like, "Why are you a police?" He said, "Oh, I actually only went to college because my mom and dad basically made me go to college."
There
and he was
you
like,
go.
"Did they pay for the college?" And he was like, "No, I went and got the loan or whatever." And he was like, "I mean, why? Someone can't force you to go somewhere unless they're like." It's one thing if they were like, hey, we're paying for this. We already paid. We're putting you in this program, right? But like, you didn't pay. And then he's like, you have now taken on all this debt. And he's like, what's the rest of the debt? And he's like, I just bought a house. He's like, and I was like, dude, how are people getting approved for like almost a $200,000 mortgage with that much debt? That's already consolidated. Like, how do you even get approved for that much of a? Well, I guess because
back in 2006, 2007, you had a pulse. You could get a loan. Didn't matter.
True. Look what happened in 2008, though. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'll happen again. It has to happen again. But anyway,
did you guys hear about that bet that what's his name made against the stock market?
Who?
The guy that predicted the crash of 2008, and then he just made a $1 billion bet that against the stock market would crash.
Wow,
that's an easy bet.
Again, damn, don't say that, dude. We moving my ass to Puerto Rico. I didn't think I'm really not trying to leave the country right now, but
bro,
if that happens, I'm out.
Stonks, bro, stonks.
At least you're in crypto. What are you worried about?
I'm not worried about shit.
I hate shit.
I'm coasting right now. I am literally coasting. It's just it's all market cycle. Same thing with real estate. You know,
Yeah.
gold, silver, any commodities. All of it is just cycle. So if you're on the right side and you understand the cycle, then you play that game. That's it. I wouldn't buy stocks, and I probably wouldn't buy real estate right now. The only way I buy real estate today is literally if I'm buying them at more than 50% on the dollar, or I'm taking it sub 2.
Creative. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. This is the time for creative right now.
I'll take the 2% and the 3% loans that these idiots took out.
Yeah, I just we put a property. It's an 8-plex in Dallas under contract 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, somewhere around there. Sweet terms on it, and right now we've got a bunch of people calling us and wanting to take it down. So excited about that. Yeah, I mean, this one is 9.25 is the price. It's free and clear, 10% down with 3% interest only. Monthly payments. The numbers are just stupidly crazy. I mean, if I was in Dallas, I'd take it down myself, but no interest.
So you guys like to do the interest only type deals?
Not necessarily. In this particular case, I did because it made sense. The monthly payments were a lot less, and the terms were right. So this property needs some work, so it helps. The lower the monthly payments are to the seller, the better. So it makes sense.
I always go in there, and I mean, I do residential. I really don't do the multifamilies, but I always go for zero interest.
Of course, you always start with zero. Yeah.
I'm paying you damn thing. You want interest? I can pay 0.001%. Oh,
there we go.
0.001%. Just exactly what the bank offers you. That's what I'm gonna offer you.
Yeah, our pitch normally is, hey, what if I pay you a little bit more, but still keep it at 0%?
Right. And I'd rather do that. I'd rather pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 more.
Yeah.
Because I showed that today, and I was like, look at the calculator. Like, if you do a 30-year mortgage at this percentage, you're paying like 100,000. No, not 100,000. Like I did a deal that it was 500,000. I'm like, by the time you finish paying this loan at this percentage, 7% with a bank loan, it's $1.2 million.
Yep.
Like you paid more than double for the property. That's stupid. And so that's why I would much rather pay. They're like, why would you offer them $550 if you can get it for $510? I'm like, because it's only $40,000 on 30 years. Like,
but people don't break it down that way. That's the thing. People don't see long term. They only see affordability. What can they put down right now? What can they pay right now today?
Yep.
So that's why they lose.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
Juan, I know, has to go play pickleball. So
yes, I do.
he's drinking his jug. He's getting hydrated. He's getting hydrated for tonight's game.
Where are you at, Juan? Are you in Miami yourself too?
He lives closer. He
Florida.
Lives closer to Fort Lauderdale. He's like 45.
Fort Lauderdale.
45 minutes for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are young. It's what, 8:45 over there? I'm about to hit
we don't even get
sneeze.
started. We don't even get started. If you lived in Miami, if you're on Miami
that's
time,
true.
Bob,
That's true.
if you're on Miami time, you would be out at 9:00.
Yeah.
I'm going to the gym after this. So
hitting the Tapatia area. Yep. I hear you. No.
But Bob, you should join us.
Be happy to.
Sometimes we have Matt Riley on here. Sometimes we have never know who's going to join. So,
If you ever get Matt Riley to come here with a tux, I'll be damn sure I'll be here.
Wow.
That might be close to impossible, but we're going. Yeah.
I may have to do that. I may have to do that AI stuff and just put like a.
Oh, I like it. Oh,
Juan got scammed, dude. Juan got scammed. He got scammed by a guy trying to sell him his land with an AI photo. He made an AI photo, like him holding his ID up to try to trick the process and get started.
Wow.
I almost
watch the first part of the episode. You'll see the story.
Yeah. It's crazy stuff. We'll talk about
all
it.
right, guys.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for joining in and listening to us. If you guys enjoyed the episode, make sure to always leave us a like at the bottom, click a thumbs up. If you never want to miss a single episode, make sure you click that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and click our little ding-a-ling on the side, and so you never miss a single notification when we go live. We're live every Monday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we hope to see you guys on the next one. Bob, thanks for joining in. Good night,
Yes.
for long.
you guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care,
We'll
everybody.
see you guys on
See
the
you
next
tomorrow.
one. Peace.
Take care.
Bye.